Just get out of it.
What up, Hank? Damn. Yo, 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 yo. Stream is still loading on Twitch, but you aren't showing the chart. All right. Damn, I just got the hiccups out of nowhere. All right. What the fuck happened here? What the fuck kind of weekly chart is this? Well, we have our weekly level here. We have a weekly low here. These are our overall ranges. We have our liquidity grab here. We have our liquidity grab here for the upside. So, exactly what I was talking about yesterday. We came up, we formed a range, we grabbed liquidity, and we drove out of the range. We closed below, we faked out, and now we closed back in range. Is this going to be the continuation to the downside now? We're starting to see a lot of bearish pressure here. We're starting to see a lot of fake outs. We had our first bullish week, and then this week just started off immediately dumping. A new follower. It's me, Shadows. Hey, I fuck with that name. So, you could go about this two ways, right? If you're following the trend and you drew your trend line out here, this could be the break and retest of the trend line, right? If that's what you prefer. But what I'm starting to see here. Hey, Nia Hardy, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hey. So, now that we're starting to get a little bit more of a picture here, right? We had the higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We grabbed liquidity, faked out, started closing back into range, closed below the most recent levels in the daily time frame. And then now the last week, we faked out back into this minor daily range. Let's go. Another one. Circle, my dog. So now that we've faked out into this range here, right? We closed back below and then we faked out once again, dude. So this is a very indecisive picture here. I was bearish for this move here. I got tossed around last week a little bit because I wasn't sure if we were going to continue the bearish trend, especially with Trump coming into agreements with China. I was assuming that with all the good news for America that we've been having, that this would have just continued. So I did take a couple of losses last week trying to continue to short this low here. But see, when you look at it, right? We broke the trend here. We grabbed liquidity, closing up and wicking above these highs here. We actually have an even triple top here, except for this wick. But we have equal levels here, equal highs. Almost equal highs. Yeah, but that's off by 1 pip. A lot of the times, price likes to come up and take these levels out. Understanding that, hold on. So I'm switching right up here. You'll be able to see above my camera what time frame I'm switching on. I'm switching back and forth. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what the sentiment for the week is, what the momentum for the week is, right? So we did have a bearish closure below the range. We faked out back into range. We faked out, failing to continue to drive now back into range. This closure back into range can now, this could be the retest of the low before the continuation up, or this could be the new resistance to create that lower low to continue down. But it created it above this most recent support level here. So that's when I'm coming down to the daily time frame to see actually how this closure looked and how this closure below the range looked and how this closure back into range looked. So the closure below the range closed with no top wick on the daily candle here. Usually, what do you see when you have a no top wick on the daily candle here? Price likes to come back and grab orders from that level before continuing down. What did price do? We came up, we grabbed orders for the level, we left a no bottom wick here. So what did price do? Price came up to grab a wick for this candle with no top wick, and price also came down to grab a wick for this candle with no bottom wick. So anticipating buys to target the daily top wick here was a very, very good idea. Also, anticipating sells to target this daily bottom wick here was also a very, very good idea. And that's what I'm looking to identify to see if that's something that we can see now. So we're in a very tricky situation here. We have 1, 2, 3 daily supports here. We have support here, here, wicks here, wicks here, wicks here. We have a lot of wicks here. So we have a lot of support across the board. Damn, a bird just flew into my window. Dumbass. So we have a lot of wicks in this area here, right? Our daily closed respecting this level as well. And we're now coming down for a bottom wick with barely a top wick on this candle here, right? So understanding all of these levels are supports. We don't have a decent top wick enough on the daily candle. If you look down here, the way this 4-hour time frame came down, we have no top wick here, barely any wicks here, and we're starting to slow down here. Can we form some sort of support here before reflipping bullish to start grabbing top wicks in these areas here? Reflipping, grabbing top wicks for the 4-hour candle. We have all of these supports here to the left. Our daily closed, our 4-hour closed below. The next 4-hour also closed below. How much of this wick are we gonna fill before flipping bullish? And if we don't flip bullish, how can we look for sells? So this 30-minute just closed. We have the money printer setting up here on the 30-minute to flip bullish. Let's ensure that we don't flip bullish here. Let's see if we can grab some orders at the daily high and then reflip bearish, re-breaking the low. Maybe if we get something like this, because I think that we're going to come up for some liquidity before coming back down. But we're probably going to need to come down before coming back up, if you don't understand what I'm trying to say. So before this daily comes up, I'm pretty sure we're likely gonna retest these lows here, or retest some of these levels down here. So how many pips do we have to down there? We have fucking, oh no, there's only 30 pips here because of this wick. Where was I measuring earlier that I counted 70 pips? Oh, I was looking at the 1-minute time frame, or at the 5-minute. Because you can target these lows here for 75 pips. Maybe it would be better to see what happens here if we take out the previous daily low to then drive further up. So we're at an indecision level. I'm going to let it drive and let it see what we're going to do. Either we can take sells off these areas up here, or we can take some buys off these areas up here, down here. Give me a few minutes. Yo, I got something to say. Well, the 25K challenge I won from Wix hit the drawdown limit this morning. I took buys and then gold dumped. So I guess I'm grinding USD JPY on my live account again. Hey, one Don, how are you, brother? So, one thing I've switched up. I have a max daily loss that I give myself that if I made the wrong decision and I entered impulsively, and even though I'm right, I've entered too early and I can't take the drawdown, I'm not going to risk more than the drawdown that I set for myself, the max drawdown that I set for myself. So I've calculated a number and I'm like, all right, I should be able to risk this much. If price gets anywhere near this much risk, usually I'm wrong. So I can hold and hold and hold and hold and hold and hold and hold that as long as my stops don't get hit, I know that eventually price will come back to my target. Because too many times I'll be up like $1,000 for the week, and then on like a Thursday or a Friday, maybe I get too excited. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just rush to the charts, or maybe I just want to make money so bad that I impulsively enter a trade a little too early. I'm like halfway done with the analysis and I'm entering the trade early. And then because I entered the trade early, I'm now in drawdown. Yeah, I'm not taking any sells here. I'm now in drawdown all through 8 o'clock, comics open, news, New York, NYC open. And then eventually after 200 pips of drawdown, do I get an opportunity to get out break even, or sometimes it just the market closes and I have to close for a loss and then the market opens and it dumps later and I'm like, damn, I was right, but I was just too early. And a lot of the times on those where I'm in too early, I hold for too long, I give away all my profits for the week, and it still goes in my direction, telling me that, okay, fuck. Why am I holding on to these trades longer than I have to? I'm going to give myself no more than 2 days worth of profits that I'm going to lose. And I've decided to hold my trades for longer. So I'm like, all right, cool. If I'm not giving away more than 2 days worth of profits, it should only take me maybe one really good day or 2 regular days to make it back. And then I'm not spending the whole week with that gut feeling of being in drawdown. And then in your subconscious, lingering in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I gotta make back what I lost. I gotta make back what I lost. Where if you're like, oh, one good day and I'm back, no worries. Just keep trading. It's a little bit easier. So I'm like, all right, if even though I'm right, but I'm early, if I take losses on those trades where I'm just early on the move, knowing that I'm early on the move, when the move actually starts to play out, I can start to stack my positions heavier and make back what I lost in that same trade, understanding the probability of price going back to my original entry is like 95%. So this is the trade that I took this morning. When I took a loss last night here, sorry, what day was yesterday? Yesterday was July 8th. So, what is this, the 4-hour time frame? So, when I took the loss on the rebreak of the low here, sorry, I didn't take a loss. I got out break even. When I got out break even of this, when I took the rebreak of the low here, and then I stacked like 5 entries here. Once we got that first pullback, I got out break even or plus like 20 pips, and then I closed the trade. But I was early on the move. Understanding that I was early on the move when price formed this resistance here. As soon as price formed this resistance here that we started rejecting, we grabbed orders off this high here. I was like, bet, this is the initiation of the initial move that I was looking for. This is now the actual move, not the rebreak of the low here. Had I taken a loss here, I would have stacked up here. So what did I do here? I took 2 contracts here on the first pullback while I was in drawdown. I took an extra contract, so I stacked another position basically, and then we drove down 100 pips, and I closed the full position for 100 pips. The full position for 100 pips, or like 80 pips or something. I don't know. It was basically 100 pips. I put it in the Discord where it was. I think one entry was on the high, and the other entry was just before the full rebreak of the low. Somewhere here. It was just before the full rebreak of the low. So when Wix and everybody was looking for entries here, I was already in a trade since 7 in the morning on the rebreak of the low here. And then I stacked an entry here, and I closed full once we hit this first level here. Understanding there is a very, 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 very high chance price is going to come back down to the level here that I almost took the loss on. I was confident enough to hold the trades for longer last night until it hit my TP, even after being in profit, and I was confident enough to hold my trade here longer. In this first wick down, I was up like 50 pips and I didn't close. I waited for the full 100. I waited for my full target. I was perfectly fine with taking my stops at the rebreak of the daily high here for 200 pips, or take my TP for 92 pips here. So understanding my probabilities and my setups, and how if I'm wrong on a setup, it usually means I'm early and there's a high probability that the trade is going to come back into this area. I took these next 2 sell setups to this level with much, 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 much more confidence. So I'm leaving too much on the table, and my analysis are playing out for too much, for too many pips, and I have to start capitalizing more on my analysis. There's just no way that I could be right about this move and then catch this little portion right here, and catch only this little portion right here. Like, how many times are you gonna be right about this move before you say, dude, 8 out of 10 times I'm right on this move? Why am I not capitalizing on more of this move besides the first initial push? Why am I closing early when 8 out of 10 times this is happening after I get in a trade? Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to go back to your losses and see, was I lost? Did I lose because my analysis was wrong, or did I lose because I was early? Or did I lose because my risk management or my entry setup wasn't proper? Because if you're losing because you're wrong, all you have to do is say, okay, at what point am I for sure wrong? At this point, at the rebreak of the low here after closing below, cool. That means that I'm fully wrong. I'm going to take my loss right here. So like when we form support here, that we started driving up, this would have been my new stop loss right here instead of the daily low over here. But this one, that could have been a possible loss, but I was able to pineapple out. If I saw that price started doing this and came back to my entry, what does that tell me? I didn't lose because I was wrong. I lost because I was early. So I can do two things. I can tighten up and wait for the better entry, or manage risk more aggressively, take the loss, and then double down on the idea once we're at the proper time to enter the trade, when I'm not early anymore. And then maybe add 30% more risk. So that way, instead of it being 2 days to make your money back, it's a day, or maybe even one really good trade. So I've been, because like, dude, there's too many times where I'm up, like, I have two accounts where I'm up $1,000 on the week. That's 2,000, and then I risk the entire week's profit on that one trade because I'm afraid to be wrong or because I'm in too early. Had I held this trade, bro, this would have been a $2,000 drawdown. I would have been $500 away from blowing the account. I was right, but I would have been 1% away from blowing the account. Yeah, bro. I decided to lower my contract size and to hold for longer. So instead of trading a 0.5 or 5 contracts, I'm trading 2, maximum 3, maybe some pineapples here and there. But I cut my risk in half, and I'm holding for longer. Bro, I don't think you follow me on Instagram. But when I closed that trade out, I clocked in $300 profit. Sorry, I clocked in $200 profit. That's where the 100 pips came from. I made 100 last night during Asian, and then I checked the accounts. That's up 600. Ah, shit! It fucking. I logged in on my phone on accident. I was up 305 bucks for the day. That's 600. So my stop loss is dynamic. So my stop loss originally starts off at 1%. My stop loss starts off at 1% risk. I have an arbitrary 1% risk. If I entered some shorts here, my stop loss would have been somewhere up here for like 200 pips here at 1% risk above this VWAP here. So this is where my stop loss would be. I would be risking 1%. Why? Because I can make 1% in one really good day or 2 regular days. So knowing that I can make that back in 2 days, I can't risk more than 2 days worth of profits. If I lose a couple of days in a row, then yeah, maybe I'll lose a week's worth of profits. Yeah, bro, it feels fucking great, bro. Like today on the 2 accounts, it was up 300 bucks, and I'm like, damn, I haven't reached my daily limit yet, and gold is still dumping. I can still continue trading today. But then I thought to myself, I already made 600 bucks today. Do I really want to fucking put what I made today at risk? Or should I just clock it at a $600 day and move on? And I decided to just clock it. I locked my account and moved on. The The rebreak of the low there would have given me 30 pips. Yeah, it's not that I'm just looking for one banger. It's that when my setup is there, it is the move for the day. A lot of the times it is the move for the day. Well, look at our setup last night during Asian session. That was the move. Had I just set stop loss TP and went to bed, that was the move. The same thing here. That was the move. That was the trend for the rest of the day. That was the trend for the rest of the Asian and London session. So like I this setup isn't gonna happen twice in a day. It might not even happen once in a day. Sorry, it is gonna happen. It's not gonna happen twice in the same session. So I can take this setup, and then if I have confirmation that we are continuing, I can take the continuation rebreak of the lows as the second setup for a scalp. Um, so in reality, it's like not that I'm looking for only one trade a day. It's that it's only gonna show up once a day. Sometimes it might not even show up once a day or once a session. Okay, that was a good not selling there. I don't understand how some of these people are famous on like Instagram and stuff. This guy was like, I don't know, just some dumb shit. Like, you can make more money trading a prop firm account than you can with your own live account, I feel. If you have a $100,000 live account, you can take 5,000, max out your funding on Apex, max out your funding on Top Step, which not on Top Step anymore, but on these other firms that have trade of 8, and you can have, I don't know, 50, 350, 250K accounts. That's $12 million in funding. If you're making 1% a week, you're making $125,000 a week doing 1% a week off spending 54 accounts. Your activation fee is 125, so that's $7,000 in activation fees. Let's say it takes you 3 times to pass. That's 4,500 plus 7,000. So it'll cost you a total of 11,500 to have $12 million in funding. Given the fact that if you have a profitable strategy, given the fact that it's taking you 3 times to pass each account and you're passing 1 out of 3. So if you're not a tilt lord like me, it should be no issue to get millions in funding and get paid out. Also, I have 2 buys open and floating profit on this FX eval I barely dedicate any time to. I feel that. I have a buy stop here. We're activated here. If we can start pumping up here and start grabbing some orders here. I put this up here. See if we can start grabbing some orders here, some orders up here. We have a couple of money printers setting up here. We closed above the VWAP. This is a little sketchy here, but we have some momentum now. We swept the previous daily low here. I think this is a good TP here. We're gonna go break even here. The hourly, barely any bottom wick. We're pushing up with a lot of momentum. This thing should just drive. I think I'll probably close it at $100. If we do get stopped out here, this will probably start to flip bearish, and then we can start to look for entries the other way if we close below VWAP again. I'm thinking the top wick should be somewhere here at these levels to grab liquidity before coming up. We form support on the 1 minute. I don't think we should break these lows before coming up. I think they should just fly straight up. I'm taking a momentum trade in order for the liquidity grab for the continuation down. So I'm managing risk more aggressively because of the fact that the move isn't bullish, I don't think. We swept the previous daily highs and we drove all the way down and then swept the previous daily lows. Is this now going to be a liquidity grab for the continuation up, or are we going to continue re-breaking the lows and starting to come down now? Usually you don't see a sweep of the previous daily high to then sweep that same previous daily low. Usually that's very, very rare, and when it happens, what are the chances that by sweeping the previous daily low after sweeping that same high, you're now gonna reverse and start coming all the way back up. It's very, very tough, right? But it's possible. If we re-break this high and pop up here, I'm gonna trail my stops to the low here. But this is the daily high. We've already rebroken it once, twice, and this is gonna be the third time that we re-break it. If we start to reverse here, that's gonna be it. Flip bullish here. Give us the full 75 pips. Don't be gay. Just give it to us in one shot. 3, 2, 1, flip. 3, 2, 1 again, flip. 3, 2, 1 again, flip. Resistance at the daily high. At all these levels of liquidity. It's a very, very good entry. The better entry was off the VWAP here, off the retest. That's what I was looking for, but then we had that 15-minute closure that closed a little sketchy here. So I waited for the actual momentum to push us out. What's the 30-second looking like? Yeah, it looks like we're double topping here. What's the 15-second looking like? Yeah, it's looking like equal lows here. I'll secure some commissions here. So I'll put it up a couple dollars in profit and just secure some commissions. The commissions are fucking insane here. They automatically take away like fucking 3 pips in commissions. You take 10 break evens and you're down 30 pips. W, regardless, I love how you talked about lowering your lot size to hold your trades longer. Had to adjust recently after blowing 3 accounts due to risk management. My brother, yes. And that's where going back to your data is, right? Because if you're losing because you're just wrong in the trade, then maybe you don't need to lower your lot size. Maybe you just need to change up your analysis or your entry type or you know what I mean? But if you're losing because you're not wrong, you're just over risking, you can't hold the fucking drawdown, lower the lot size, and then you'll never be wrong, and then your account will just grow a little bit slower, but it'll grow because you're not taking those losses that you were taking prior because you couldn't hold the drawdown. And now that you can hold the drawdown, I want to close so bad at 10 pips, but do I really give a fuck about 10 pips, or do I want the full move? I'm not worried about 10 pips. Did you guys see Kevin Durant and Speed? How Kevin Durant was being a dick to him? Even after he was saying that he was his biggest fan. I'm like, damn, bro. That really hurt my soul to see that. It really made me angry, bro. I'm like, bro, Speed is like right next to you saying, yeah, you were my favorite character in the video games. I own literally every single one of your shoes. You were my big. I just watched the NBA to watch you. You were my favorite there. And the guy was like, stop all that gay shit or some shit like that. He was like, oh, stop that gay shit or some crazy. He's like, no, not all that. I don't even know what the fuck he said. And then he just gave him like a dirty look. And then Speed was like tapping his feet. And he was like, bro, you gotta chill, bro. You gotta stop moving, dog. I gotta stop that break even there. Like, you gotta stop moving, bro. You're making me nervous. I'm like, bro, this guy's more famous than you and makes more money than you. And he's over here humbling himself to talk nice to you and you're being a dick about it. Bro, if it was set up by Speed, bro, that's W. Because it really made me feel some type of way. That shit really pissed me off. I'm like, damn, dude. It's like, they really tell you never meet your idols. And that's like, the more money that I get, if one day I'm like, damn, I could sit courtside and I could fucking meet LeBron James, dog. I don't want to meet you, bro. I don't want to meet. One time I was like, one of my favorite Spanish artists was in town, and I was like, damn, I can go get front row tickets and just go say what's up. I don't want to meet him. I'll admire you from afar, my brother. Accepting when you're wrong is also a big part, right? Like when I took shorts here, price came up and never gave me an opportunity besides this one to get out, and I was able to get out here. So even with a small lot size, you can still destroy your account. But look, let's say I would have been degenerate and held this whole trade. I would have sold here with 2 micros. This whole, okay, that would have been only $1,000 for drawdown, 2% drawdown. So that's the beauty of the smaller account. The smaller lot size is that if I was wrong and I was the degenerate and I removed my stop loss, I would have still only been down 2% of the account. And it eventually would have came back in profit. No, it wasn't Bad Bunny, somebody different. Somebody much, much cooler. We're gonna re-break the high here and start continuing down. I commented on the video, Kevin Durant is gay as hell. And it's gotten 18,000 views, the fucking comment. I need to get my impressions up on Twitter. Just by talking shit, they literally want to pay me. If I have 5 million impressions, they'll start paying me. Some dude posted what he got paid for 5 million for 4 million impressions and it was $20,000. And I'm like, damn. In total, I have 1.2 million. Imagine if just by me commenting, calling people gay, I can get paid. Let's do the math. The dude got paid 20,000. 4 pennies per impression. Less than 4 pennies. So that would have been 83 bucks. on this tweet that I just called somebody gay. I would have made off of Twitter. Or $8.3 if I did the math wrong. That's crazy. What's up, Nadeem? How are you? Alrighty. This was a pretty nice daily top wick. If we start to re-break the lows here after closing below, we broke multiple daily highs to start coming down. The 4-hour retested the previous 4-hour high. We're now flipping bear. If that 4-hour flips bearish, it would be this 1-hour flipping bearish as well. Interesting. Let's see. Interesting. Did I take any trades after Wix's stream? No, I did not. What up, Chris? Big dog Chris. Hmm. 15 close bullish. The 15 is driving. 1 hour failed to drive down. 30-minute. Let's get more than just a 15-minute closure here. Yeah, bro, it's the caffeine. After being up since 6 in the morning, when I get home and I sit down, I'd be falling asleep at my chair. So I drank 2 cups of coffee with some milk. And anybody who drinks milk and coffee knows that you're either on the toilet immediately after or you're pissing up a storm. I know, like my cousin, if or like not my cousin, one of my old coworkers, he would drink his coffee on the way to work so that when he got to work, he can immediately go blow up the bathroom. I'm still liking buys here. Hey, everyone say congratulations to my dog Chris. Apex approved his payout and it's on his way to his bank account. All you gotta do is follow the rules and they'll literally accept you within what, like 2 days? You just gotta follow the rules. That's something that with me, the how I take losses that are bigger than my wins, Apex, I was blowing the Apex accounts because I would have no drawdown left but still be in profit on the accounts. But here, the drawdown resets daily. So if I cut myself to 1 loss a day and I wait for the next day, it'll reset my drawdown and I'm back to normal. Whereas if I have a string of, let's say on Apex I have 6%, and let's say I lose 5 trades in a row, I'm down 5%, I'll have 1% left of drawdown. With here, every day that I lose 1%, it resets back to the max drawdown. Every day that I lose 1%, the next day it resets. And instead of every day I have 5%, then I have 4%, then I have 3%, then I have 2%, with Apex, I wasn't able to. If you have like an RR strategy that works a little bit better for you, if you have like an RR strategy, Apex works much better for you. Or if you have like a very low scalp. What do you guys think of the Epstein list? In my opinion, I think that it's world-ending information. If that information was to be released, it would be world-ending information. Just think about it. Would you buy Microsoft if Bill Gates was on there? Like, no, but that's not just the owner. He doesn't represent the whole company. But what if the CEO of or the CFO and the CFO and the CEO of marketing or the CMO and all these other people were also on there? And then Trump was on there. And then Vance was on there too. And what if Biden was also on there? And what if Obama was on there? What if Bush was also on there? What if all the federal judges were also on there? What if there's so many important people on there that if it were to come out, it would just end everything? Or a paradigm shift. The fucking universe would shift into like a new fucking dimension or some shit. But crazy. Like, what if the Pope was on there? What if Trudeau was on there? What if like all these world leaders that people look up to were on there? All these companies that they're big based off the guy's reputation. Also, like, what if Elon Musk is on there? Tesla, SpaceX, all that goes to zero. You think people are gonna keep buying Teslas knowing that a pedo made it? No, it's not only that, Chris. Exactly, but it's not only that. It's that just imagine, bro, if you had a family event and 50% of your family ended up being pedophiles, you're like, yo, what's going on here? That would literally ruin your entire family. Imagine if that happens in the world where 50% of the world leaders, once you get to a certain level of power, you just let all your darkest desires fucking go free. And because you have power and money, you're able to get done whatever you want done. And maybe not all of them are pedos. Maybe some of them are like crazy animal guys or some shit, crazy shit. You never know. Maybe it's not all pedo shit. Maybe because it's an island, right? But like, bro, they can't all be pedos. Like, what the fuck is so enticing about children? That's crazy. Wild, 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 wild. I was watching an interview with the guy from The Sound of Freedom, like the undercover guy that was a billionaire that talked to the Mexican dude to get all the kids. Bro, the Mexican dude was like, "Oh, I have like 5 virgins for you, but they're a lot of money." And then the guy was looking at him, and he said he wanted to like cry when he heard that, but he had to like remain in character and say, "Look at me. Do you think an extra $10,000 is anything for me?" And he had like on a $50,000 watch. So like he was like, "Bro, that's how crazy that shit was, bro. Bro, it was." I listened to that and I'm like, all right, I can't even watch this movie. I can't even listen to the story. Yeah, bro. Like that's what I like. Why would you? First of all, why would you not release? It can't be because there's a handful of your buddies on there. It has to be because there's more than a handful of your buddies. There has to be a big triple handful of world leaders on there. Let me make sure my door's open. My cousin's coming. The more the more this story starts unfolding, the more chapters we start reading, we're realizing that we're not in control of the ship here, bud. Not even voting are we in control of the ship. We're getting stuff that we asked for in a half-assed manner. $30-minute closed bullish. This is looking to be like a liquidity grab. It's probably not gonna give a bottom wick here. We're probably not gonna get the celery play here. I mean, a rebreak of the daily high is not bad. It's like it just doesn't look good on the 1 hour either. On the 30-minute, it doesn't look good. On the 15-minute, it doesn't look good. It's missing just the bottom wick for the flip and the continuation up. I can't take it with like that. Five micros for me at 200 pip stops would be $1,000. I wouldn't be able to do it. It would be 1,200. I gotta start refining my stops. Yo, check out this AI video. This shit is wild. Look at this. I'm here flying my drone, right? Haters will say it's AI. Haters will say it's AI. And then here I am, walking to my jet. Tell me this AI shit isn't fucking insane. That's some free shit that I saw on TikTok. Yo! Look up Replicanto. My boy Ike uses Replicanto. He trades off a sim account onto all of his funded accounts. So he trades one sim that copies onto all the fundeds. People that I know, what they use is Replicanto. You can see what you people use on YouTube and shit, but I like to go by the firms that people I know and the tools that people I know use. Like everybody's like, oh, Apex doesn't pay out this, and that. Well, everybody I know on Apex that's requested a payout got it. And the ones that got it denied, they got it denied for breaching a percentage rule, 30% drawdown, the max loss rule. And all they had to do was just trade 8 days without breaking a rule, and no money was taken. Yo! And no money was taken. People at top one, the only thing that I've seen was that a couple of people got their accounts taken away and they got reviewed for live and they weren't able to buy any more evaluations, but they preferred to trade the instant fundeds and keep requesting payouts. I'm gonna have a sell stop here if this starts to flip and break these lows here. I like the way we rejected these highs. I like the way we rejected this 4-hour level. I like the way that we attempted to come up. We failed. We came down, rejected off VWAP, came up, tried to drive, failed. If we start to flip bearish here, I like the sells here. So let's have it re-break the previous 15 low and really give us a solid confirmation. If we're looking at this 4-hour, we're still heavily bearish on the 4-hour. We have no top wick, no bottom wick. We just came up, grabbed orders at this high. We could be coming back down to refill the range here. If we are going to bounce off this level, I don't think one wick is going to be enough, which is why I think we were going to come down anyways before coming up, but it looks like we might not need all that liquidity to come up, especially with the way these 30 minutes are forming. How many pips difference is this? It's only 11 pip difference. Flacco and his girl are coming too. Chris bought the tickets for them.
Nice. Nice. Alright, yeah.
Is your boy gonna go? You never said this about her.
Come.
Here, put this away. That doesn't get dry. Chris said Alfredo's gay.
Alfredo said Chris is gay.
Put this. So the fight, we gotta be there by 6. Can you do it?
Yeah, earlier I was gonna try to get my haircut.
Oh, whatever.
Maybe like probably like 12. No, I'll probably get my haircut 5.
Because the main card starts at 7, and there's 9 fights on the main card, but they're the last 3. Gaio, Cutman, G, and then the other guy, and then so G's the third to last, Gaio is the second to last, and then the main.
No, I think G's first is after Gaia.
G is.
This is championship.
Yeah. On the thing it shows the other dude, then it shows Gaio, then it shows G. G still told us that he's gonna come out around 9. So if we get there around 6, an hour before it actually starts, we can all get our seats all together, because you already have to get your seats there. I think it's first come, first serve. So once you get your tickets, once you walk in, you can sit down, and those are your seats.
So who's it? Is your girl?
No.
So are we going to the after party?
It depends. Because I think they're gonna be going. Depends the after. They're gonna be starting the after party como a la 1 y pico de la mañana. But we're gonna be done by like 12. So we gotta find something to do for 2 hours. We gotta chill at the casino. Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to go crazy like drinking shit. Like I just wanna have the time.
Yeah, I was gonna take $100 and see what the smallest hand at the baccarat table was. If it's like $5.
Your smallest hands is whatever you put in baccarat.
No, but there's like low limit tables, high
Yeah,
limit tables.
but that's if you're in the high roller tables, and the low rollers are the ones that you put whatever. I think it's $1.
Because I'm down to do like 1s and 5s and sit like all 5 of us. We all put in $100 and see if I can steal all your money.
No, that's not. Well, the point is for all of us to put it in the same one or several.
I want to sit at a table and play against each other. That's what's up. That's fun. Maybe like a poker table.
Shit, bring can.
My idea with poker is that if I'm like, all right, cool. If I have like a pair, I'm Gucci. If I start having like you gotta play a poker online, and you gotta realize that 50% of the time it's just psychology. I have a really good pair. I go in and I bet good money, and then on the second time around, I go in and I bet more money. And then once the first 3 cards come out, I'm like, ah, shit. I go and I bet a shit ton of money, and everybody's like, ah, this guy's got it. He's fucking got it. And everybody folds after they already bet some money. So after the whole table bet like $20, everybody folds, and then I keep the $100. So now I have 5 more tries to bluff everybody again. Just by being psychological. You see that your guy next to you is putting money down, and then you're the newbie, you don't know shit. You're like, ah, fuck, let me fold real quick. I'll just lose $10 instead of losing more. Yeah, we gotta go support our dog G fighting for the world championship in bare knuckle boxing. Our dog G Perez. This is the worst Dutch in the world. It's so bad that it's pissing me off. I think we're getting jerked around here a little bit. I think there's no direction. I'm going to delete this sell stop, and I'm going to wait for the 9 o'clock closure. Looks like it might just be one break even today. We still didn't get a bottom wick on the 15. Oh, we did for the celery. But what bullish flip could we have taken? No, there's no setup here. I don't have a setup there. These are the times where I start to get impulsive. And if it was ever being on stream, sometimes I make bad decisions. And I just have to keep going back to my plan. Chris, you dipped out when I told everybody to congratulate you. This tip is sensitive. Careful. I told everybody to congratulate you for requesting the payout getting accepted. I told everybody to say congratulations. Bro, I have to do some surgery in this bitch. 20 minutes ago.
This motherfucker's just
The rugby. Oh,
it's meat in the middle.
is that a sport now?
It's part of the rugby practice, but yeah. It's
Oh,
But yeah, no, it's a sport. They started
there's bets on it.
Yeah, that's stakes. And they started in the backyard, and then, well, like, imagine that, bro. They're 240, 250 pounds.
You can dislocate your shoulder, though.
Running at straight speed. I mean, at peak speed.
Bullish 15 closure above the range, bottom wick, flip bullish, rebreak of the highs. That looks clean. But I gotta wait for this hourly, bro. I don't like the direction that we're getting here. I mean, it looks clean right here, right? On this 15-minute time frame. But when you look at the hourly, that's ugly. That doesn't look bullish at all. When you look at this 4-hour time frame, it doesn't look like you're forming any kind of support here. You close below. 2 4-hour candles close below. It looks like we're just trying to grab some liquidity before continuing down, reacting off all of these supports here, trying to find an area to bounce off of. So off the 30-minute, it looks disgusting. We have a 30-minute closure, no bottom wick. It looks like it's the failed money printer attempt here. We're having no bottom wick on this push up. It's our first closure above the VWAP. We've been underneath all Asian session, all New York session. This is our first closure above. Is this going to be the breakout, or is this going to be a fake out, right? So if you notice here, we've been underneath this entire time. This is our first time we've closed above. Is it going to be the breakout, or are we actually pivoting now? If we were actually pivoting, you would think we would come back down and retest the lows here to bounce off this before continuing up. Did you see the what happened with KD and Speed?
Well, like where Katie said that he's trash, and they were on where they vlogged together or whatever, and then Katie was like super.
It was just going viral today for some reason.
That's super old, like months old.
Like today, it just got 27,000 likes, 3 million views. Yeah.
Super old.
And then I commented, KD is gay as hell, and I got 22,000 views on it.
No, but he just didn't fuck with him. I mean, I can see that being
I mean,
being obnoxious.
I mean, bro, he's your biggest fan. Just treat him like a child, and that's it. He is like your child, bro. You are 30 years older than him.
I mean, it doesn't mean, no, he's not.
KD's 40.
34, 35.
So you're 25 years older than him. He's your literal son. Treat him like your son. Chill.
I mean, he's acting stupid. He's a grown ass man, bro. He's not.
Yeah, bro. And if you start acting stupid, you think your dad's gonna look at you and look at you and with a mean ass face and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Even doesn't matter, bro. Think about anybody 10 years, 15 years younger than you. You're gonna be like,
well, I can see it though. I can see, because they're both rich, so it's not like.
No, not. I think Speed is richer.
No.
Bro,
No.
those $60 million deals, that's crazy, bro.
He's been making over $35 million a year for the past 10 years. More. He has years he's made 50. That's not the only NBA.
The numbers are so off. We're anywhere between 10 and 100 million for speed, but for KD, it's an exact 300.
A year?
No total net worth. But like XQC, $60 million deal. Joe Rogan had a $100 million deal and then a $250 million deal. Insane shit, bro.
Yeah, but that's so off for KD, bro. Jeez, his net worth is way over $300 million.
I switched my search engine to DuckDuckGo. There's nothing going on right here on the charts, fuck. Because Google was asking me for my location too much. And that just started to annoy me, like really bad, bro.
Turn it off?
No, I did, bro. Every time it would still ask.
You gotta go to the actual setting of Google.
I did, bro. It still fucking asks, bro. Every time you go on, you go to a different site that says, would you like Google to access your location? And I'm like, no, don't allow. And it just keeps asking me, and I'm like, bro. And sometimes I accidentally press allow, and I'm like, fuck, I wasn't trying to do that. So then you start getting ads, bro. If you search for something and you let it know your location, you're gonna get ads. If you search for something and it doesn't know your location, you don't get ads for what you searched for. Because the ads are targeted by location. So if it doesn't know where you searched for, you're pretty much not gonna get it. I figured out the loophole. Speed just signed a 600 million deal with Twitch. Yeah, bro. Katie's done for. Bro, wait till that check hits, bro.
What are you saying? You don't
Bro.
understand what you're saying. KD's been making, I already told you, he's been making over $35 million and more than 35. He has years that he's made probably 60.
For how many years?
NBA, just the NBA.
How many years?
He's been in the NBA for 15 years.
That's 500 million.
Just the NBA.
I know, but that's just Twitch. That's not his YouTube channel. That's not all the other shit. And that's just the deal with Twitch. That's not like donations and extra shit too. I don't know, but they're probably equal. I think these streamers are out of this world. I think it's insane what these streamers are doing. How within COVID to now, they're running a $1 billion empire, employing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 people. Bro, it's insane. Like, Tyson Knapp, bro. Like, what? Like, his team, the amount of production, bro. And all he does is sit there with some good likes, and he goes, chat with a really good personality. 25 million advance for all.
What do you think they do? Did you see how they destroyed the amp house and the?
It's personality, bro. People have personality types that
No,
other
I'm saying,
people.
how do they fix this?
Oh, like the house? You just pay some contractors to go fix it, and that's it.
Bro, but still, they're renting these houses.
Like Ross Creations, he had an interview where he says, yeah, we have contractors at our house at least a week a month fixing stuff because of our videos. And then he had to hire his own boys that were contractors to full time to fix stuff. Just like Whistling Diesel, he was breaking cars too much and paying mechanics, so he just had to hire his own mechanics to work full time on his cars.
Oh, you know that for a long time I thought Whistling Diesel was Danny Duncan.
No. You know, they literally openly say how much they make.
Bro, he put on Aiden Russ that he was making like I think
he told Aiden Ross that he's making off of YouTube 600,000 a month, 800,000 a month.
yeah, but
Just off of
said
YouTube.
At peak, he said he was making like.
He says it's off. Some months he'll make like 20,000, but other months he'll make like $1 million or 2 million.
He said
So
at peak he was
it
making,
averages out.
like $30 million a month.
So it averages out. Like, bro, it's crazy.
That's insane money, bro. Imagine making $30 million a month plus. Just doing what you want. Because ultimately, that's what he had no production. You know, like, his expense was just the cars.
Yeah, that's.
And they weren't that much because at first, when he was peaking, he was just buying shitty ass cars.
Yeah, bro, it's.
And then when he said he got his first, I think he said when he got his first 100,000 is when he started buying like expensive cars.
So the thing is that like Jordan Peterson talks about it and stuff. There's a personality type that people just and they just like. It's like when you're hanging around a dude and you're just like, oh, this is a cool guy, and you're like, god damn, everybody thinks he's a cool guy. It's because he's got that personality type, and it's just the way he is. And there's nothing about him. He doesn't play any sports crazy. He doesn't have any special skills. He's not super funny. It's just the way he talks. People enjoy.
Stable Rolando. From FaZe.
Bro, I had a kid in school that every time that he spoke, anything he said, I would die laughing.
Jose, bro. That's like Jose type.
Anything he would say, bro. One time we were talking in class and he was looking at me, and then out of nowhere I look up and he was like staring off into space and he was drooling. And three of us look at him and we just see him drooling, and he looks at us, he goes and he sucks the drool up like in the movies, bro, and we just start cracking up, bro. Like cracking up to where our ribs hurt, bro. Anything he said, I would die laughing. I'm like, this guy's gonna make it somewhere one day. And now he's just a mechanic somewhere. I'm like, damn, skill wasted. You gotta use your talents for what God gave you.
Bro, Anthony Toga, I'm proud of you from work, bro. He's so funny. He's stupid, but he's so funny, bro. He's just like the things he says. He's like stable Rolando. Did you see? Mute that real quick.
It's about to close. Yo, this hourly's about to close. That we're about to either respect or just barely break above this. This is ugly. The rebreak of the high is not bad here. Banking on the impulse of this hourly closure, but it's kind of risky because we have a massive range here. Our range is 200 pips. So you kind of have, if you flip on this hourly after grabbing the top wicket, it's done for. 15-minute money printer. Look at that dump. Anybody take that 15-minute money printer? See if we can get a closure below VWAP here. Hey, look at this, bro. Behind small. I was up 50 meters. No. I was up 102 meters. Yeah. So you have to look at my flight path. I drove around the whole thing. And then I went all the way down like this.
So much. First time ever. Of the day.
The highest speed that I was going was
What's your time then?
on what?
The cold punch?
30 seconds.
Wait a minute. I locked it. Well, so
A minute.
I'll tell you exactly.
A minute, your whole body once it's in, or a minute from the second you start stepping in.
A minute, and then I step in, and then I look up, and then I count.
I start counting. I set my timer, and then I run in, and then from
No,
like
I just looked at
from
the
like
clock,
some,
bro.
but
There's
then
a clock right there.
but then like I
And then that helped me because I tried to do that. So I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Wait, hold on. I count from like my knees are in for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then my waist is in for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then my full body's in for like 10 seconds, and then that's the full 30 seconds, and then I'm out.
Oh.
But I don't go all the way down and then start counting to 30 seconds. That's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. So I'll tell you exactly what happened though. I went to do it, and so
This hourly closed heavily bullish. This is tough. Let's see if we can close below VWAP, and then I'll take the rebreak of that low.
I said 30 seconds me in the thing.
Wow, I'm so tempted to set a buy stop here. Let me... This is just clean, dude. I'm gonna wait till the 15-minute closure. Do any of you guys cold plunge? I'm gonna treat this like a news play, and I'm gonna take a sell stop here on the rebreak of this if we start to go below. So on the 5-minute, it looks good. On the 30-minute, it looks like it's a money printer to flip bearish. On the hourly, we closed above. On the 4-hour, it's still bearish. We're not. I think I'm not seeing a clear setup here. I'm gonna delete this and wait for the 15. Let's see if we can get a bearish 5-minute closure and this same setup happen here. If this is the daily high, we're gonna come down to these lows here. So let's see if we push with some momentum. It might just be a range day, and it might just range to the bottom of the range here for 56 pips. So let's be patient. I'm kind of getting mixed ideas here. Five-minute, no bottom wick. Comes up with the top wick first. Yeah, I'm getting mixed signals here. Dwight Howard just filed for divorce after 6 months into their marriage, seeking alimony. Wow. You're not gonna get half his stuff 6 months in. You're probably not even gonna get alimony. You're probably gonna get like a $250,000 check, and out you go. No. That's all. She was married to some dude that they worked together at the pizza shop. They had a kid together, then she married another dude, and then she married another dude, and then she married another dude, and this is like the fourth one.
She's had 4 marriages.
Not like marriages, but like this is beautiful. What's this 15 doing? We got 3 minutes here. Let's be patient. I just got goosebumps. Can we get a flex? Can everybody do a little? This dude's funny, but his jokes are like internet funny. So do you think that'll translate to actually being funny online? Like it's funny because the jokes are cut up and you're getting straight to the point. How's eso, marica? 3296 got buy limits, spot price. Patience, patience, patience pays, patience, patience, patience pays. $15-minute closure. Look at this fucking volume. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. It's either gonna go instantly in our favor or instantly against us, so we're gonna be like, fuck, drawdown simulator, and then the drawdowns in the chat. 15, close back in range. We got a top wick. We kind of close respecting VWAP here. Oh, nope. We are underneath. I'm gonna have a sell stop here. This might give you that hourly flip, and this might be the pivot on the VWAP if we don't re-break the low here. If this pivots back into VWAP and it starts closing back above, then you have a clear closure above and a fake out below VWAP, and this could be the turning point. But if you look on the 1 minute over here, we tried that, and then when the dump came, we came right back to VWAP. So this is where it's a little tricky, and this is kind of like the make or break area. Are we going to do this dump here where you continue down like 50 pips before coming back up after rejecting these highs here? I would assume if we fail to re-break all the highs this many times, we would likely range and would maybe come back down to the re-break of the daily low, maybe retest the daily low, maybe come in, drive into any one of these ranges down here. So we can have like a 30 to 50 pip TP target. Is this the new 4 hour? This whole 4 hours is going to be doji. We got 45 minutes left. This would be a sell for a continuation down to the bottom of the daily range, anticipating a range day. The fact that we didn't drive bullish to grab liquidity and failed multiple times, taking the sells down would be understanding that, damn, we failed to drive so many times up. Are we just going to range? If we are, we have a clean setup to take a sell down to the bottom of the range where we can at least capitalize on 30 pips. The sell stop here would have given us 19 pips. I would have probably still been holding. Sometimes they be having good deals. They have an all you can eat chicken now at one of these places that sells really good fucking chicken. I forgot. It has like an all you can eat chicken meal, all you can eat chicken tender meal, or boneless chicken meal. There's a sharing fee. The only thing, no, Wingstop doesn't. It's not Wingstop. It's Applebee's or Chili's or some shit like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember. You said all the right names, but I still don't remember. I agree. Even on futures, I would also like to see a dump before making that top wick, or even attempt a top wick and then fail and then come down. Oh, 4 hours. We don't have barely a top wick on either of these 4-hour candles. We probably need, I mean, it grabbed liquidity right at the previous 4-hour support on spot. The hourly closed bullish. We grabbed orders, hourly money printer. I'm deleting these sell stops. These sell stops probably aren't going to play out. Spot looks a bit different. Spot looks a bit cleaner for buys. All the way cleaner for buys. This is the first 15-minute closure below VWAP on spot, and we're now retesting the VWAP on spot. And we're bouncing off the VWAP. What do we have here? We have a 5-minute bounce off support. 15-minute flipping bullish. Closing respecting. 30-minute about to flip bullish and break the highs. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna have buy stops at the rebreak of the daily high here. This kind of volume bouncing back and forth, 30, 40 pips, 60 pips like this, we have volume. Once we rebreak this high, hourly flips, we should get that push to the liquidity up here. We closed above VWAP, we created that double top, we had that dump, we faked out, we respected, and now we're coming back up. Look at this fly off of VWAP here. It just went, wow. This was at 10 in the morning, just before. A good entry would have been from down here. I was trying to see if I can get that 5-minute money printer set up down here, but I wasn't able to. Because this is pushing so fast from the bottom, the rebreak of the daily high might put us in a little bit of drawdown after it drives. Let's see. $295 times 5, you fucking swole ass motherfucker. What is that for? Oh, those are deadlifts. Okay. He's gonna try to do a 4-plate deadlift. Who that? I'll film it. Hey, Farzo, big dog in the house. Look, Farzo, this is for you, big dog. Hey, trading here. I'm in bed. We had signs of thunderstorms today. Let me check my drone forecast. Overcast, 12-mile-an-hour wind gust. I can fly my drone out right now. We had a massive bullish engulfing candle here. These 5 minutes just engulfed this entire range that we spent almost the whole night in. I think we're Gucci. 30-minute closure. 30-minute close, doji. Can we get a bottom wick and then a flip bullish? We're breaking all these highs, man. I'm liking this rebreak of the high. I'm just liking it to bounce off the current daily VWAP into yesterday's VWAP. Rebreak of all these lows, the hourly flipping bullish. I'm liking the buys. Big dog in the house. Stay real, brother. There's a lot of fakes in the industry. Motherfuckers will see you trade since the beginning and then call you a scammer. Stay real, big dog. Virginia whips. Dubai whips. Dubai shit. See, I don't know the words, but I know the da 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 da. You're in Virginia. What time is it in Virginia?
No, don't
They're not in a different time zone?
No.
Nah, Farzo ain't in Virginia. Farzo's in like motherfucking Dubai or some shit. Farzo is with the man them across the pond. I'm in Dubai also. Hey! Go to Raja Bank's house and say, hey, teach me, bro. We're Dubai brothers. Tell him. We'll ask Don Vo for... I know a guy that knows Don Vo. We'll ask for your website back. If you teach me how to trade. Whoever took Raja Bank's website and put Don Vo's link in there is a maniacal, evil genius. Raja Banks is like a big trader, super famous. Somebody took his website, rajabanks.com. They bought the domain before he could get it, and then they put Don Vo's link on there. And he hates Don Vo. So imagine the person you hate now has the website with your name on it, and when you go to your website, it directs the link to his. The person doing that so if you grind in the States, you can live decent. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you go through shit in life and you get set back. And indeed, when you get set back in this country and you have nothing to fall back on, it's very, very hard to pick yourself off your feet. It's difficult. But once you get the ball rolling, the ball starts rolling. and it starts rolling really fast, and you start making moves, and you're like, oh, what my paycheck used to be last year, it's now bigger. I've unlocked a new level of thinking. I've unlocked a new level of life. No, I think Farzo is in Germany. No, not Germany. Let me guess, bro. Hold on. Let me guess. You're in a different time zone because it's fucking... Oh, bro, you're in Canada. Oh, no, you're in the UK. Damn. Yeah, I said like 10 different countries. I was trying to get something right. Let's just rebroke the low. Delete the buy stop. I don't want to take sells here. I want to take sells below here. Sells below here. Big old Texas. Bro, I don't even know where anybody's from. I just know you're all cool as shit. The most we saw was 20 pips on that prior trade before getting break even. Nothing else has activated tonight. Take it easy. Peace out, brother. You follow Ariel?
Good.
You see his skates? Him skating? Yeah. He good as fuck. Yeah. See him do that ramp with fucking kickflip so perfect? Yeah. I don't give a fuck about the nephew. I don't know him. I know Ariel. Damn, is it gonna be one break-even trade for this session? We've just dumped so much, a consolidation is inevitable. But I would expect a consolidation to still give me some sort of setup I can take back into the range. Alrighty, I'm already getting comments from fucking Amir does, so I just deleted my comment. Look at this. You didn't know how to turn the 4x4 around? The Cubans are bouncing on the back. And I'm like, who needs 4x4 when you have 4 Cubans? Look at this, listen. Salimos de verdad y todo. Cubans are hilarious. Eddie lives next to Peter Pan. I live next to Trump. I can fly my drone to Trump's house. That's how close he is. But you're not allowed to. Illegal. You have to be very cautious. You can't be a fucking illegal person. We have volume still tonight, man. It's just not in the direction I'm expecting. I need a pivot here at VWAP. I think it's gonna be one of those nights where nothing happens. If this 15-minute close is ugly, I'm probably gonna. I'll wait till the hourly close. Big Papa Trump. Big Papa Trump.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna get this set up for Christmas. Yeah. Look at that. How perfect that is, bro. That whole setup costs $200. Not bad. And you get 6 batteries, 3 minutes of flight time each. So he's flying for like a minute 22 seconds.
That's so crazy to me. Only 3 minutes, bro.
Yeah, the drones are tiny, bro. Batteries, they heat up and they drain the juice. Juice! Off the juice. Cody got me tripping. Big Papa Trump. Trump is a little suspect, isn't he, right now? With this whole Epstein shit, huh, guys? Everything, all the promises are always they always come with a prerequisite. Always. They come with contingencies every single time. Everybody's complaining about how the deficit is going to increase now with the new bill that he passed. Well, no shit. Every president is going to increase it. There's not a single motherfucker that's going to tell you they're going to decrease it and they're actually going to decrease it. But at least this time, I'm getting some money back. At least give us our money back so we can invest and build refuge ourselves. Don't fuck us and then ruin the country and then we have nothing to rely on. If this country goes to shit, but you have a business, you have land, you have a little bit of money stashed away, you know what I mean? You have like a fucking acre or two and you're living on some nice land. It's gonna be much different than if you're renting an apartment with $0 to your name and the world ends and you're like, well, I'm homeless now. We are below VWAP again. $15-minute no bottom. We're just looking like a money printer. Damn. There's the fucking full move there. In such an ugly manner. That's, I guess that 30 wasn't so bad. It was the 15, the way that it closed, that sketched me out. I'm gonna wait for another 5-minute closure, see what's up. It's like 4 a.m. there, damn. Okie dokie. Where's our daily low here? This is the 15 mil top wick. Take it easy, brother. The daily low, and we bounced off this level. This was the sell I was looking for like 50 pips. Yeah, I would like to see a drive down from these highs. Yeah, I'm more bullish than anything right now. I think the sells are done for. Alright, I'm gonna have a buy stop if this flips bullish. We have like 35 pips to the rebreak of the daily highs. Our daily low here is 80 pips away. We close respecting the VWAP. If we flip bullish, we usually spend the last 15 of the hourly pulling back. If this pulls back high enough, the next hourly bottom wick, flip bullish, and you get that nice drive up. What time is it for you, Bougie? $6:55. Damn, that would be a beautiful time if I was streaming from like 5 p.m. to like 7:30. Call it and go to sleep. If it activates us, I think the next hourly needs to come up and grab a top wick here before coming down anyways, if it's gonna do so. Because we're gonna be closing respecting the lows here, and we have barely any wicks to the upside here. So if price is truly gonna reject these highs here, I would assume we would reject with like a nice wick like this. I wouldn't assume we would reject with just like this without coming back for a wick. Wish you got the best Asian time. You got the best New York time too. He can just come in just after news, and it'd be like 6 a.m. for him. Like if I had a little mini fridge in my room with some milk, I'd have my sugar in there already, and I have my coffee machine, like the instant one that I have downstairs. And in the morning, I'd wake up immediately. I'd sit down. I'd get the milk. I'd start steaming it as my coffee's coming out, because it has a steamer. I don't have to go to the microwave. Because I don't want to get too comfortable. I'm trying to fucking sell this shit. Deleting this shit, waiting for the hourly. 3 minutes. Probably call it. Yeah, I wake up at 6 a.m. regardless. If I wake up at 6 a.m., walk my dog, eat some breakfast, get dressed, by 6:30 I can sit down for NYC Open. Be out by work. Stream Asian, end of the day. Wow. If I was only looking at the 5-minute time frame, I would have had multiple trades tonight. The other time frames were not giving me the confluence that I was looking for. Because this is a perfect sell off the 5-minute, rejection off the VWAP. If it was happening on a higher time frame with some wicks, that's 18 pips. The bounce here for the push up was 46 pips. Is that it? Or you have one more? Nothing more tampoco. I'm awake at 5 a.m. I'm going back to sleep till 11. The life of a trader. Respecting these lows. Failed money printer. Failed to actually flip the hourlies. 30-minute bearish closure back in range. 15-minute closing bearish below the range with no top wick. So we're failing to the upside a lot. We just closed below VWAP officially on the 15-minute time frame. Price is starting to come down. This is our daily low. Not a trendline trader, but I mean, you kind of got to break below this level for me to consider more sells. This is gonna fucking copyright my ass. basically wake up to trade in the afternoon. That's fucking awesome. My cousin and I run an air conditioning business in the daytime. And the annoying part is that it makes me really good money. So until trading replaces that, like double, I don't think I'm ever gonna quit. Hourly closure before VWAP. We came down, we made a bottom work, we're starting to come up. You know what? I'm gonna call it here. If we re-break this low, it would be nice for more sells, but I don't think I want to be on stream any longer. I've been on stream for 3 hours. Take it easy, gang. Peace. Spam some W's in the chat. All the real ones in the chat. All the real ones in the chat. Drop a W and a flex. Peace, gang. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy.